Hi, this is Dan Schreiber, and I'm here to talk to you about technical leadership. Today, we're going to talk about valuing your time. One of the key aspects of being an effective technical leader is to use your time wisely. As a leader, you begin to realize that the ultimate scarce resource is time. Nobody has more than 24 hours in a day. And no matter how big your job responsibility, you only have 24 hours to spend on everything. Home, work, family, and yourself. One trick I've used is to value my time in an explicit dollar amount. I ask myself, is it worth hiring someone else to do this? Now, the economics of your organization make this conversation much more straightforward. Consider if you and someone else on your team can both do a task that takes 2 hours. And as the team leader, you make more than the other person makes. It's in the best interest of the organization that the cheapest resource should do the work. The organization spends the least and gets the desired result. Now, this logic might be straightforward, but it's far from easy. I've experienced leaders that believe in the philosophy, I'll take on the worst work for my team so they can do the fun stuff. Or, I can't ask my team to do something that I'm not also willing to do. I understand this sentiment, and the empathy for the team, it's admirable. There is a fundamental problem, though, with thinking in these terms. It implies that you and the rest of the resources on the team are interchangeable. This is hardly the case. As a technical leader, you have additional responsibilities that nobody else can take on for you. Perhaps your role is to set the technical direction for the product. Or if you're a manager, maybe you're responsible for managing 2 or 3 of the people on your team. There's nothing wrong with establishing empathy for the work that your team does. But never forget that you aren't the same as every member on your team. When you take on the work that anyone else on your team can do, you're taking away from time you need to be spending on those responsibilities only you can do. I've expanded this explicit "how much is my time worth" trick to extend well past any given organization. Consider not only the hours you spend at work, but those hours you spend at home with your family or on yourself. In many cases, you may spend many fewer hours at home on a given day than the 9 or 10 hours you spend at work. What price tag would you put on the hour or 2 you get to spend with your family today? How much would someone have to pay you for you not to spend that hour with your family or your spouse? $100? $200? As you think about time outside your work organization, it becomes very, very clear that the value in your time isn't just the relative cost between one person who can do the work and another person who can do the work. The value in your time is the opportunity cost of where else you could spend it. The opportunity cost is both real at work and at home. When your day at work is packed and valuable, it's much easier to see the trade-off that taking on the grunt work of your team will incur. Many of us have never challenged ourselves to truly pack our days with the most valuable work. We let our day be a mix of valuable and mundane work. We allow ourselves to be in meetings that are a waste of our time. We spend endless hours on email. We drown in work that keeps us busy without realizing the return on all that effort isn't nearly what we are capable of achieving. So I'll ask you to do this. Visualize a day that is filled with results only you can accomplish. Visualize a day packed with the most valuable work that you can do with your organization. Now start rejecting or reassigning any work that doesn't meet that high standard of most valuable.